Chapter 30. Conclusion. Part 1. At the bottom of his heart, Candide had no wish to marry Cunegund, but the Baron's insolence made him determined to go forward with the marriage, and Cunegund urged him so energetically that he felt that he could not go back on his word. He consulted Pangloss, Martin, and faithful Cacambo. Pangloss delivered a fine dissertation by which he proved that the Baron had no rights whatsoever over his sister, and that the laws of the empire allowed for her to enter into a morganatic marriage with Candide. Martin declared that they should throw the Baron into the sea. Cacambo suggested that they return the Baron to the Levantine captain and the galleys, after which he would be sent to the Father General in Rome on the first available ship. This idea was thought very good indeed. The old woman approved. Cunegund was not told anything. The matter was settled with the payment of a small sum of money, and they had the double pleasure of trapping a Jesuit and punishing a German baron. It would be quite natural to imagine that after so many disasters, Candide would live the most pleasant life in the world. He was finally married to his mistress, and living with the philosopher Pangloss, the philosopher Martin, wise Cacambo, and the old woman, and he had brought back many diamonds from the land of the ancient Incas. But he was tricked and swindled by the merchants until he had nothing left but the little farm. His wife became uglier every day and grew shrewish and unbearable. The old woman was ailing and in an even worse mood than Cunegund. Cacambo, who tended the garden and went to Constantinople to sell vegetables, was worn out by the hard work and cursed his fate. Pangloss was distraught at not shining at the university in Germany. As for Martin, he was determinedly convinced that one is badly off wherever one might be. He bore everything patiently. Candide, Martin, and Pangloss sometimes debated metaphysics and morals, and when they were not disputing, their boredom was so excessive that the old woman one day went so far as to say, "I would like to know what is worse, being violated 100 times by pirates, having a buttock cut off, running the gauntlet in the Bulgar army, being whipped and hanged in an auto-da-fe, being dissected, rowing in a galley, suffering all the miseries we have been through, or simply sitting around here without doing anything?" "That is a difficult question," Candide replied. Her words gave rise to new deliberations, and Martin concluded that man is born to live either in convulsions of apprehension or the lethargy of boredom. Candide did not agree, but expressed no opinion. Pangloss declared that he had always suffered horribly, but having asserted that everything was going wonderfully, he would continue to assert it, even though he did not believe it in the least. There was one event that served to confirm Martin in his detestable principles, to make Candide hesitate more than ever, and put Pangloss in a predicament. It was the arrival at the farm one day of Paquette and brother Girofleur, who had fallen into the most wretched poverty. They had quickly run through their 3,000 piastres, left each other, made up again, quarrelled, been thrown in prison, escaped, and finally brother Girofleur had gone off to become a Turk. Paquette continued practicing her trade everywhere, but was no longer earning anything. So the heavens have brought you back to us, my poor child, Pangloss said to Paquette. Are you aware that you cost me the tip of my nose, an eye, and an ear? And look at you now. Oh, what a world we live in. This new event led them to philosophize more than ever.